Dun dun dun.
They don't know. This gown is pretty cool. Oh, you can put it on me now. Oh, this gown right here is pretty cool in the fact that they hook it up to this thing right here, and it fills up your gown with heat. So that way, when you go into the surgery room, your body won't be cold. It'll be nice and warm. And I got these legs. They got these things on for your legs to keep your blood flowing. It like pump with air and stuff once you get in there. Got my little IV for that drip, you know.
You make a joke about everything.
Huh?
So you make a joke about everything.
Hey y'all, so I'm fresh out of the hospital from having the procedure done. And initial response, I feel very, very tired. Super tired. Still coming down off the anesthesia, and my voice is a little raspy because they had inserted a tube, like a breathing tube down my throat for while I was under. And I also have a little, I don't know if you can see, like a little bit of a swollen lip. They gave me some ice for it. Or whatever. And right now we are at, because right before I went back for surgery, my period came. So on top of, you know, whatever little pain I'm gonna experience from the procedure, I'm gonna have cramps and all the pain that comes with that time of the month as well. But whatever, everything is all good. So when I get home, I'm gonna go more in depth about you know, the details of what I got done and everything, and how I feel. Hey y'all, what's up? So I am 24 hours post-op from my surgery yesterday, which I got the bilateral laparoscopy. I believe that's how you say the second part of it, which is I got my fallopian tubes removed, also known as getting your tubes tied or getting the tube hole. At least removing the fallopian tubes is how my doctor told me that they do the procedure now, because some women were still getting pregnant about 10 years later after getting their quote-unquote tubes tied, with the way that they did it in the past of I believe like clipping and burning the ends of your tubes. Well, I guess they were finding that with some women the fallopian tubes were healing themselves, and women were still getting pregnant way down the line, which you can imagine if you get that type of procedure, that's the last thing that you want to find out. But so anyway, I just wanted to talk about my experience with getting it. I had to arrive at the hospital 2 hours before the procedure. So I had to get there at 6:45, and the surgery was scheduled for 8:45. I probably went back to the actual surgery room about 8:50, and by 11:05 a.m. I was back into the initial room, where you guys probably seen the clip of that video where I had on like the purple like gown and the things on my legs. So when you get back into the surgery room, you know, the surgeons in there, it's like the team of nurses and everything. They gave me a general anesthesia at first, and that went through my IV. And you know, they let me know that once I was asleep, they were going to be putting a tube down my throat. which is why my voice might sound a little weird still. They were going to be putting a tube down my throat, which was another form of anesthesia to keep me asleep a little longer, that I needed for the procedure. I believe it was like a oxygen or some type of gas anesthesia. Nevertheless, okay, camera, stay on me. Nevertheless, when I woke up, I was coughing a little bit, and I'm sure that was because they took the tube out. I didn't feel them take the tube out. I didn't feel them put it in. That all happened while I was still asleep. So when they took it out and my eyes were open, I was still in the surgery room. They were getting everything, cleaned up, detaching me from all the monitors and everything that they had like sticking to me and whatnot, and moving me over to the other bed to take me into the recovery room. And so yeah, I just remember waking up and just like coughing, feeling like something was still in my throat, and then getting my breathing back on track, which that was a little scary. I'm not even gonna hold you. And I believe I remember having like a oxygen mask on my face for the first few minutes as well. So coming back to, you just kind of out of it, but that was, a little nerve-wracking, but I stayed calm and, was taking my time, getting my breathing together and everything. Once I got into the recovery room, I hope this don't look crooked. Anywho, once I got into the recovery room, the nurse was asking me a few questions, asking me did I know my name, asking me did I know where I was at, did I know what day it was, or asking me did I know what month it was, and different questions like that to see how with it I was. I don't know why I'm always fussing with my hair in my videos, but I gotta stop that. Anywho, asking me did I know any of that, which I was able to answer the questions coherently. He gave me some fentanyl in my IV for like the pain. My pain level between 0 and 10 was about a 6 right when I initially came out. So it just gave me a little pain medication through my IV. I probably stayed in the recovery room for, I say, about a half hour. The procedure itself, once I was under, only took an hour. So let's see, I went back about 8:50, had to be out by about 9:50, 10 o'clock, probably about 10 o'clock. Maybe a few minutes after, because I was only in the recovery room for about a half hour, no more than 40 minutes. But nevertheless, they let me know that they called my boyfriend and let him know that everything went well the way it was supposed to, and that I will be, ready to go home soon, long as my vitals and everything stay good. So, I got back into the main room in the surgery center, and the nurses came in and checked on me, brought me some water, brought me some ginger ale, asked me what I wanted to drink. My throat was like, my voice was really hoarse yesterday. My throat was like, it felt annoying. It just felt more like annoying than pain. And when I burped, I could like taste the plastic that was down my throat. I don't know what importance that was, but I thought that was a little weird and a little gross. But so when I woke up this morning, last night I was able to eat regular, drink regular. When I had my first BM, I was a little constipated, which when I was reading up on the procedure, they said that that could be something that happens afterwards, but it just took a little bit of pushing, and then I was able to pass, to pass that stuff with no problem. And then the next time I had a BM, things ran smoothly. I didn't have any constipation or straining, but I did drink some tea last night, and I had some tea first thing this morning, and been trying to drink as much water as I can to just help those things pass through a lot smoother. Um, they did provide me with these like reusable ice packs. I could just put more ice in. So I've been like off and on putting those ice packs on. Um, and what else? I have 3 minor incisions in which they said the stitching is internal. I don't know how they do that, but they're dissolvable stitches, and then on top of it they put kind of like a liquid band-aid, because it's like clear and like plasticky on top of the stitch area. And they said I don't need to do any of that. They said that it will dissolve and everything on its own. Yeah, it was swollen too. I feel like maybe they had the thing taped to my lip or something. The tube, like maybe they had it taped to my lip, and that's where it was, because it was only like bruised right there, but it was not there before I went into surgery. And the skin feels a little raw, but it should go away. The swelling has definitely went down. It better go away, because it's not cute. Anywho, so my pain level today has probably been, well, not to mention, right before I went into surgery, my period started. So once I was out, I was already starting to feel, I couldn't tell if I was like feeling cramps from my period or pain from that. But today, not really having any menstrual cramping. At least it doesn't feel like it, but I do feel the internal pain. The more I kind of like walk around. I'm home with my 5-month-old, well, my 4-month-old rather. She'll be 5 months in a couple weeks. I'm here home alone with my 4-month-old, and so I'm not able to lift anything more than 10 pounds, and she's 14 pounds. So that hasn't really been too bad of a struggle today. What I had to do was use a little stroller that we have here in the apartment, and if I needed to take her to another room with me, I just put her into that stroller, and moved her around. She was looking a little confused, like, what? What is this? But so far so good. My daughter will be home soon from summer school, and then my boyfriend will be home soon as well. So I'll be able to, I was scared to take a shower last night, and then this morning, still kind of nervous, but when one of them gets home, then I'm gonna take a shower. And just being real gentle. They said, obviously don't scrub those areas where the incisions are. I don't know if I already mentioned, but I will insert a clip of what those incisions look like. They are like really, really small. At least they look small from the outside. They did it microscopically. So in one incision, they inserted a camera so they could see what they were doing, and then in the other 2 incisions is where they went in, snipped the tubes, and pulled them out from there. I kind of wish I could see how that went down and how it looked, but it's probably better that I don't, so it doesn't make my stomach turn. But nevertheless, so physically I'm doing good. I took pain medicine one time this morning, and I just been trying to rest and keep my feet up and kind of lay in bed and just let my body do its thing to heal. And I was able to get up though and make some breakfast, put a load of clothes in the wash. Probably shouldn't be doing all that extra stuff, which I'm not even gonna be doing a whole bunch of extra stuff. I'm just gonna be laying around doing less as possible. It's definitely important for us to let our bodies heal themselves after something like that. And I know as moms and as women, we get so caught up in what we need to do and what things that need to be done. But I definitely understand the need to be able to just be still, and just, our bodies are amazing things and they have amazing powers and capabilities. So it's important to just lay down and just do nothing. So I did want to mention that, mentally coming to this decision about getting my tubes tied. I'll give a little backstory. So I have two daughters, one of which who is 9 years old. She'll be 10 this year in September. And then my second daughter, which I just had in March, and she is 4.5 months old. Big gap, right? I know. Um, I came and they have two different dads and whatnot. None of that matters, but I came to the decision to get my tube side because I think for my life and the life of my daughters, you know, um, I don't see myself having any more kids. I think that too is the perfect amount as far as financially having to deal with the emotional aspect and just everything that goes with parenting. Um, I think two is the perfect number for me. And honestly, I felt like the longest it was just going to be me and my oldest daughter because I hadn't met anyone over the years that I wanted to, give another child to. My first daughter was playing with her dad, and that relationship didn't go the way it was supposed to go. And we had been separated for many, many, many years before I ran into or not before I ran into, but until the universe brought me to my current boyfriend. Um, and I definitely feel that he's the one, but we planned this daughter as well. And before we conceived her, I did have a miscarriage. I had a miscarriage in February of 2021, and then I found out I was pregnant with baby girl in July of 2021. So just February, March, April, May, June, July. About 5 months later, March, April, May, June, July. Yeah, 5 months later, I found out that I was pregnant with her. And, a lot of anxieties I experienced during that whole pregnancy. A lot of anxieties about, is this pregnancy going to carry out? You know, am I going to lose her too? Just doing anything and everything that I can, dropping down part time at work, anything that was causing me stress. Or that could possibly cause me stress, I was eliminating it. Um, any annoyances, I was eliminating because I was determined to carry, that baby in my womb successfully. And going through a miscarriage, I never experienced a miscarriage before, and that was a very traumatic experience. That was a very traumatic experience for me, my daughter, and my boyfriend. This is his first child and only child, and he has never experienced anyone being pregnant, let alone going through a miscarriage. So it was just very hard and traumatic on all of us. And when we got pregnant the second time, we didn't even tell anyone until not even my daughter, because she took the miscarriage so hard. And she was so excited. She's always been asking me for years, Mommy, I want a sister, I want a sister, I want a sister. So when she found out I was pregnant the first time, she was like, she cried tears of joy. And having to tell her that we miscarried was like, it was so hurtful. But the day I came home after having to have a DNC, after losing her, she was kissing my belly and saying, how much she was so excited. So I just had to let her know. Situations like that and pregnancies and everything that goes along with it, it has an effect on the whole family. And so when my daughter was born and she was born healthy and everything, you know, those anxiety and fears went away. And I'm thankful. I'm very thankful for her being here. I'm thankful that my pregnancy was successful. And, also the pregnancy on my body as a 35-year-old woman versus when I was 25 when I had my first daughter is totally different. I felt like this pregnancy, my first pregnancy when I was 25, I was working 2 jobs and going to hair school, and the only really real bad symptoms that I had was like smells. Certain smells would irritate me and it would cause me to vomit, but I would throw up. then I would be fine and going about my day. Like when my water broke, I was getting ready for work. So now being 35, that pregnancy kicked my behind. Okay, it's like I felt every single symptom. And at that time, only working one job. I'm a hairstylist, and that's my only job. Working for myself right now. Praise God. The business has been good to me. Um, and I have my love, my helpmate, and we're a great team. So I was able to, be able to drop down to part time to make sure that our baby got here. But oh my gosh, just the nausea in the beginning, like for the first few months, I didn't gain any weight because I was so nauseous that all I could do was just freaking lay there in nausea, and it wasn't even coming up. So, and I just remember it being so awful. It was so awful, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is this is crazy. Like, after my first pregnancy going so smooth, I'm like, oh, I can do this all the time. After this time, I was already feeling like, after that, I didn't really want any more. And but after going through that, I'm like, oh yeah, it's over. Like this body, I cannot. It's a beautiful thing, and that's what I kept telling myself. It's all about the outcome. It's all about the outcome. It's all about the prize. It's all about the rainbow at the end of the storm. And my beautiful baby is here, and we all just love her so much. And I'm like, yeah, the way I like to do things, I'm a traveler, and we already took our first trip with our newborn. And but just thinking about my lifestyle, thinking about the dynamic of my family. He doesn't want any more kids either. He was not a deciding factor in my decision. The decision was definitely all mine, but the fact that he's happy with the two that we have and doesn't want any more, it definitely helped solidify my decision. But I also let them know too, if you are second guessing or you feel like you might want another one later, hey, if you let me know, then I'll wait. I'll pause this. But but for me, I was sure. I was sure. And it kind of was emotional, like just thinking like, oh my gosh, it feels like I'm cutting off my direct line to heaven, because I feel like, souls are passed through a woman's body to be able to get here to earth. And I'm like, I'm cutting off my direct connection. But that's not really the case as far as souls being able to come through. But I'm definitely still connected to heaven and to God. What else can I say about it? Just thinking like, wow, you know this is gonna be my last little baby that's coming through me. So definitely, since the appointment was scheduled and everything, I was definitely in my head like, I'm gonna hug her a little tighter, or I have been hugging her a little tighter, just enjoying all of the moments of her infancy, because this is gonna be my last infant. But these feelings will pass. I know I made the right decision, and but just taking it all in, and the different tolls and effects that these type of life decisions can have on you is like, it can be intense sometimes. It definitely can be. And I'm probably a little extra more emotional too, because my period is on right now at the same time. But I almost like came to tears going back in the surgery room, like feeling like I was like I was betraying my eggs. If that makes any sense. Like, I was saying, sorry guys, you didn't make it, you're not gonna make it. But I don't even know if that makes sense. But these is all my real feelings that I was experiencing. Baby girl was starting to cry, so I'm going to end this. I'm gonna end this for now. That was just a little story time, and wanted to give some feedback about my experience. So far so good. You know, I'm moving around, not doing much. Everything's light. You know what I mean? Very minimal pain. The incisions are minimal. So you know, if it's something you're considering, you know, you can do it if you feel that this is for you. Um, my doctors were good. I didn't have any complications for the surgery or anything. No issues with blood pressure or anything like that. But let me go because baby girl is calling my name. But I'll see you guys in my next video, and maybe I'll give a more in-depth story time about my pregnancy and all of that. If y'all want me to, comment down below if y'all would like to hear my pregnancy story and my labor story, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.